6,184. That's how many properties are for sale, and it's the beginning of July. Why this is interesting is because stock levels have continued to increase week on week since the budget, not because more stock is coming to market, but because the absorption rate has slowed. We've seen an average around 850 sales earlier this year drop down to 650 sales per week, which allowed for the accumulation of stock. This beginning of July, this last week, we actually saw sales increase to 713 for that previous week, slowing that accumulation of stock and absorbing a little bit more of it. So while stock levels are still increasing, this has definitely been a change in the trend. Now, what does that mean? Well, time will tell, but obviously watch this space to see what happens next in the market. Now, moving on from this and deep diving a little bit more, what's interesting is that June recorded a growth still of 1.1% for houses and 1.5% for units. So even though growth has slowed considerably, there is still growth there. Something that is to be noted though is that a lot of sellers were seen to, and reported to reduce their prices on property. And I think this is not so much that prices are necessarily falling, it's that the FOMO tax is coming out of the market and the assumption of rapid growth, or perhaps even the overpricing or the overappraising of property by real estate agents, has been caught out. Now that the market's not keeping up with this consistent increase, sellers have had to kind of get a real quick reality check and meet the market. Something else I think is interesting, that subject sales are happening a lot more. And my theory with this is that what's happening is there's a lot of subject sales happening, but the thing with subject sales is the first sale isn't registered until the second sale takes place. Now, when those subject sales start taking place, that second one in the chain, then suddenly you'll have two sales reported at a time. This could actually see an increase in sales coming through, but that's just my theory. Let's see what happens. In regards to rentals, we're seeing pressure on rentals starting to happen, with less investors buying and leasing stock out. The amount of stock that is available is still consistent, but we are seeing properties lease out a little bit faster and for a little bit more aggression in what people are offering for their rentals. So could this be the beginning of the accident that the government's going to create, where rentals are actually going to become really expensive? Time will tell. Watch this space and let's see where it goes. But what is interesting is that there are still investors now looking at the new builds, but all of that stock's at least 18 months away from kind of really coming in for supply. So be interesting to see where this goes next. There's definitely been a change in July, up from June and May, but let's see where things roll from here. Otherwise, hang in there, guys. We'll be interested to see what happens in Perth next. And Arlo's going to say hello. Arlo, come here. Come here. No, he's not having it at all. He's just too focused on other dogs. Anyway, guys, take care. My name is Jeremy. I'll see you next time. Peace.